Firstly, I would like to state my Sashtang Namaskar to my Matrabhumi Bharat, for she gives me the first identity. I'm an Indian, then son of so-and-so. When I first visited Vietnam, I produced my passport in the immigration counter. Very apologetically, as what we Indians normally used to do until the Prime Minister came here and changed dramatically our position. He said, "Oh, Indian? Come. I fell in love with that country. I want to, earlier, they have spoken about lovely America, Kenya, and the beautiful lady Sri Lanka. Now I'm going to try and market Miss Saigon to you. Vietnam is like a beautiful lady. Women, beware when you send your husbands. Please, can you move it? Yeah, this is a country you can see very slim to the coast. It's a population of 95 million. The major cities are Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, Can Tho, Da Nang and Hai Phong. I visited Vietnam for the first time in February 1994, and I was strongly discouraged by some friends in India. In the bank they said, "Arey yaar, wo log kuch bhi khate hain, shaam khate hain, wo khate hain, udhar kya jata hai?" And when I landed there, I saw people talking on the cell phone. And I looked like a jungli, in front of them. We didn't have a cell phone in 94, they had. And to my utter shock, they are not as backward as what we thought. We still carry the impressions of Vietnam War and all that. They've come a long way. They've come a long way from that. The beautiful places in Vietnam are Halong Bay, which is world famous, it's a World Heritage Center, Ho Chi Minh City. Their paddy fields are also tourist centers for European visitors. You see this terrace paddy fields? Vietnam gets more tourists than India does. What is missing in India? No comparison. Vietnam is the size of just about one Indian state, something like Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. They get more tourists than what India does. Hanoi is the capital. Now next is the most important slide, please. You see the growth of their GDP, you see their exports, imports. 94, when I started business in 96, when we first commissioned, I bought tickets for some of the officials of Ministry of Agriculture. They told, "Hey Kumar, you please support." To come to India, to come to Coorg and to Kerala, to study coffee cultivation and pepper cultivation. India exports 26,000 tons of pepper. Vietnam exports 160,000 tons of pepper. Vietnam was nowhere in coffee. Today they are very, very dominant. Vina Cafe is the single largest institution exporting coffee in the world. If Vina Cafe chairman gets cough or cold, the coffee market is affected in Chicago. They have become so low. Farmers who used to come by cycles today have Hummer. Amazing transformation of this country into pepper cultivation, coffee cultivation, rubber cultivation, cashew. When I visited Vietnam first, their seafood export was $35 million. Today it's about $8 billion. They import seafood from India, process, repack and export. They import fabric from India, make garments and export. Furniture they export $7 or $8 billion. Chota mota, stool, table, dining table, dinner table, something like that. Not like our classical furniture and all that, not the Maharaja furnitures of Jaipur and all that. Why they are able to achieve all this, I will tell you. You please see the next slide on industrial parks, their policy. 1997, before Atalji introduced the scheme of special economic zone, I had a chance, being from Hyderabad, and brought up in Hyderabad, I had a chance running into Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, the Chief Minister then. He said, "Why don't you people come with some good ideas for me to develop the state?" I made a presentation to him one-on-one for about 1.5 hours on industrial parks. I recommended that we have 5 industrial parks in Andhra Pradesh: Krishnapatnam, Machilipatnam, Kakinada, Visakhapatnam, Srikakulam, all port-based. And I told him, please don't give the land to your own people in Andhra. Please give it to outsiders, because if they give it to Andhra people, they will make plots and sell it. They won't put industries there. And it will become a real estate venture. If you give it to one to Japan, one to Taiwan, one to Thailand, one to Korea, they will bring investors from there, so you will get money, you will get jobs, and so on. And he was very sincere. He said 3 people, one minister, who's no more, who compared Saigon with Rajahmundry. You know, it was like being hit by lightning. He said, it looks like Rajahmundry, Saigon. Then, for every solution that I gave, the 2 IAS officers had a problem to put up industrial parks. Vietnam has 295 industrial parks, 84,000 hectares of land bank, out of which 66% is commissioned, leasable. And the foreign direct investment in a country which is as big as one state in India is 265 billion. You see the corporate taxes, they are very, very friendly. They are very investor friendly. And Vietnam has strategic strategic agreements like ASEAN Free Trade, Trans-Pacific Partnership with America, Japan and all. You can export free. And European Union Free Trade is under negotiation, very close to completion. So what opportunity that you see in Vietnam is seafood, agricultural processing, textile, garment, which Government of India itself is now advocating very strongly. They have created a fund for investment in Vietnam, Cambodia and Myanmar to take benefit of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And encouraging, Exim Bank is planning to start an industrial park by itself for garment and textile industry, metal processing and electronic manufacturing. Vietnam exports a lot of cell phones to India. Now next is why I love Vietnam. This is the most important question. It's a very stable government. Political stability ranks much higher than ours. It's a very business-friendly country. 12 o'clock in the night you call somebody and say there's a good business deal, he will come in his motorbike or something like that and he's there, ready for business. They're very self-dependent people. Father doesn't ask his son money. Son has to respect his father, go and place money there in the table and come, on his table and come. Very hard-working labor, very hard-working people. It's uncomplicated bureaucracy. If you land in Vietnam, call an industrial park, say that I want to set up an industry, you will be having 2 or 3 cars coming one after the other, 2, 3 competing industrial parks will come, they will say, idhar dalo, and they are willing to give you this concession, that concession, whatever. They will take you in the car, you can get license possibly in 1 week and start business in 2-3 weeks. They are very quick learners, very, very quick learners. They do back office work for Japan in Japanese language. And they are very patriotic people. They won't let down their country. Vietnam, Bharat, Hindu, what is the connection? Erstwhile, half of it was Hindu kingdom. They take Hindus on face value, they are very friendly. They think that we are very peaceful people, we are very intelligent, we don't meddle with others. That's correct, we don't meddle with others, Country of history and great heritage. So, that's the story on Vietnam. I move quickly in 1 minute to Cambodia. These are some of the corporate social responsibilities work which we have done, which helped us, gain a good name there. Cambodia has a very small population of 1.5 crores. Major city is Phnom Penh and Siem Reap, where Angkor Wat temple. This is something which every Hindu must see in his lifetime once. Angkor Wat temple. Cambodia is a very, very business-friendly country. The tax regime is very friendly. Plenty of land, water available over there. Anything good for agriculture processing, garment is very good. Cambodia has very friendly tax regime and it has very good historical relationship with India. They are genetically Hindus. They are very peaceful. They look upon us as very peaceful people who don't meddle with anything else. And the tax incentives are pretty attractive over there. It's a part of ASEAN. It's a part of European Union Free Trade Agreement. They enjoy what is called as the EBA, everything but arms. So anything that you produce in Cambodia goes to Europe without quota, without duty. So it gives you the competitive edge. It's overall an excellent place. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nandanji. That was very, very interesting. I'm sorry I was pressing all our speakers a little bit for time because we have